This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hi, and welcome back to We'll Run For. This is your host, Tom, and with me, as always, are Erin.
What was that?
That's a dramatic pause. Michael.
Hello.
And Diana.
Hi.
And so you're telling me that's not a new tattoo?
It's not. It's like 30 years old.
Okay, well.
It's older than Diana.
Yep.
Oh. It's 1 year older than Diana.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Perpetually.
Forever. Forever.
I don't know. If you could be stuck one age, what would it be?
I don't know. Maybe like 40,
No, absolutely not. Like,
40, 45.
That's when everything started to break.
Did it?
Yeah, I feel like I need
I
to
felt
be like
better
35.
I felt better at 45 than any other time.
But I think that's because you
Was that-
that's
I
when
was
you
exercising.
started like that's when you started your health journey ish. I feel like 35 was my best years because that was like when I was super in like the groove of like all of this BS.
does my life situation have to change? Like,
No, you can still
No,
be
you can
employed.
keep the
You
life.
can still,
Yeah.
whatever you
Then
have
it's-
going on right now.
19 or literally
19.
the summer after senior year forever.
But does your brain, well, how's your brain?
doesn't
What
matter.
brain state are you
It's
in?
fine.
It doesn't matter.
It's fine.
Anywho, how is everyone?
Tired.
Sweltering.
I am super over this heat wave that feels never ending because we had weird 90s all the way in the through in June. We had like a one little cool week after that, and then it went straight back up again. So we've been feels like over 100 for far too long.
For days and
Mhm.
days and days.
I'm over it.
It's really hot.
Yeah, the East Coast is having like a crazy heat wave.
Yeah.
It's making running not as fun. And I usually like running in the heat, but it's like oppressive heat.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
solely on the
it's like-
treadmill at this
yeah.
point.
Well, you have to be extra careful.
I
with
do,
it, yeah.
but I just it sucks because it's like I can't get outdoors at all. Like we used to get at least every so often you'd get that cool morning where there would be no humidity,
Mhm.
but there is none of that right now.
Yeah, now you walk out the door, it's 80 degrees.
Yeah.
There's none of that.
And our run training group picked up again. Well, it's ongoing, but we were so busy in the spring we didn't do it. So we signed up for the fall half training, which just started a couple weeks ago, and we meet Wednesday nights at 6:30. So
Oh,
that's
Oof.
been an experience.
Oh, man.
that's when
So,
Michael likes to
yeah.
run, though.
It's like you just
Yeah, during the
you
week.
just kind of have to adjust what you're doing. Like I flip my
Just go
intervals
slower,
a lot.
yeah.
Go slow, really hydrate. We did hills last Wednesday.
I mean, I woke up the other day at 10 o'clock and you were still out. So, I mean, that's way after the sun is up. And with the heat wave we're having, it was feels like 90 something by then.
Yeah. They actually, that boot camp I've been going to on random Saturdays, they actually canceled this past Saturday because of the heat advisory. They sent out an email.
Oh, because you do it. It's outdoors.
It's outdoors. Yeah, we do it on
Yeah.
basketball court
Yeah.
field.
Yes, Saturday morning was hotter than Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been seeing everywhere. I mean, Peachtree, got black flagged this past weekend in Georgia. I mean, I know that's further south, but I mean, just in general, it's just across the country is just oppressively hot at this point.
Yeah.
So everyone stay cool,
Yeah.
hydrate. I will be your
Yes.
hydration bully
I've been wearing a vest every time I go to run.
to make sure
Oh.
you have enough liquid.
Yeah. So also I'm super extra drenched then
Yeah.
because I'm wearing a vest.
Yeah.
That's
But
not a
it's
bad
it's
idea.
important.
Yeah, I've just been carrying, even on like just 10-mile runs, I'm just wearing my vest just to have it. So, which I don't
that
normally.
way.
I really hope something. I hope it breaks before Loopy, because
that's been my concern. Is I keep thinking like if Loopy is.
We had one like this a couple years ago. It was like this.
Yeah.
I don't think it was
pretty hot.
quite this bad.
It was
though.
90s. Yeah.
It was hot
But I don't
last
think
year,
it was.
but it wasn't.
I don't
like,
think it was.
crazy.
Feels like 180.
Yeah, I agree. Last year was not crazy at all. But I mean, it was hot, but it was August hot.
But there's all that shade.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is.
No, there's not.
There's like,
As I said,
there's like 5 trees.
Oh my God.
Just good
I like
amount of shade.
how Michael said that there was shade, and then Vanessa, our friend from East Coast Productions, was like, came at Michael like, "There's not any shade."
Yeah, remember
What is
she
he
came
talking
into the
about?
tent while we were sitting there. She's like, "What are you talking about? There's no shade."
I'm looking at the forecast, and it's like 97, 95, 91, 90, 94, 95, 95, 93.
All right.
What if you guys got? I was thinking,
It's horrible.
What's happening?
I was thinking maybe like carry an umbrella, but what if you guys just got a bunch of those like umbrella hats?
Oh,
What if we ran with parasols?
Yeah.
I saw someone wearing
bumper shoots, as they say.
a trail race with an umbrella hat, and I
If
thought
it wasn't
genius.
windy, actually, that wouldn't be a terrible idea.
I thought it was a genius idea, and then I forgot that even happened, so I never, tried to do it. But we'll credit Diana with that idea.
There you go.
I'm in. What was that grizzled, chiseled guy? What was his name?
What?
Who won it?
Oh, Gags.
Gags.
Just seeing him, like, he just will keep trucking.
Oh yeah.
Nothing stopped him, and he hurt himself, and he just kept going. I did.
Yeah.
He just hurt himself recently.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Michael,
Mm-hmm.
do we have any new 5-star reviews?
None that I'm aware of. Should I be aware of any?
No, I don't think so.
I thought we had
I got the
one.
chartable email. There was none in there, so I'm gonna say
but
no.
I thought that there was a chartable the week before.
Was there?
So while he's looking that up, quick shout out to Rise and Run. They need people to do intros. So if you know that podcast and you want to do an intro, listen to them and follow the instructions and phone in an intro so you can introduce an episode.
And make sure you
Oh, nice.
sneak in a "Will Run For" in joke.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Just
definitely.
to troll them.
That'd be great.
So make sure you just add a little
Please.
spice, like sprinkle a little spice on top if
Yep,
you're recording
yep.
an intro in our honor.
Yeah. Mention nachos
like
or
it.
not cheating or
Or just any, any in joke.
Yeah.
Anything that makes you think of
Yeah,
us.
yeah. Anything you can think of. Did we read this one? Let's see. We have one from Cody Harlow. Simply just give it a listen. Simply the best running podcast. A very broad range of topics discussed, and always lots of laughs. I look forward to all the new episodes.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Thank you for that. I don't think we
I
had
don't
read that
think
one
we.
previously.
I don't think we read that
So,
one. That's
apologize
the
for
one
that.
I was thinking of.
That was end of June, and we haven't been back since. then.
Yeah.
So yes,
thank
you for that review. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much.
Look.
Tom, you still running for reviews?
Erin, let's not get crazy. I
okay.
will run for reviews. That would be very nice if people would like to leave a 5-star review with comment. I'll run 5 miles in your honor. They'll be terrible miles. They'll be slow, and it'll be very painful, but I will do that because we really appreciate all of the love and feedback.
Sounds like there's a training update coming.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
No. Well, yeah.
Well, at some point.
Is it
Some point.
Oh boy.
I'm not quitting running, so that'll be a new sensation.
Oh, boy.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
what are we running for this week?
Oh my gosh. I didn't even think of anything until 2 minutes before you record. But I'm very proud of myself because I've really been great about my sunscreen routine this summer, which I'm usually not.
Yeah.
So I am running for sunscreen, and I will say my combination of sunscreen while running and going to the pool consistently, no weird runner tans this year. I don't have a foot tan. I don't have a watch tan. I don't have a weird racerback tan. I am keeping it brown because if you can't tone it, if you can't tone it, tan it.
Is this a race report? What's happening?
It's just,
oh man.
If you can't tone it,
tan it.
Man, that should have been the quote.
Oh God.
Uh,
I've actually been good with sunscreen this year too. Even when I'm at work, I've been wearing long sleeves
at you.
outside. Really being respecting the sun, respecting my body, treating it like a temple.
Yep. Realizing my skin may be aging, so I'm just coating it, and I've got like a retinol routine now. It's
Yeah.
Yep.
I
the whole thing.
I went to the dermatologist and I have stitches in my arm right now because they took something out, dug something out of it to biopsy. It's fine. It's not
Normal
gonna be
skin
anything.
cancer
Just normal
screening,
stuff.
Not
Nothing's going on. But yeah, I mean, I was like, I should really,
Yeah, I did that
start
recently
taking
as
care of
well.
my-
Yes.
my body.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hit 40, and I gotta.
Yep.
When?
Speaking, I hit 40, and no, I got cancer, and I started gaining weight because I eat cancer cake all the time. So I am running to lose the cancer 15 because at one point it was just the cancer 10, and it's quickly become the cancer 15.
I feel like your body needs it, so you should just pile it on. And
it's piling a little too much. That it's piling.
It's mostly because of the cake.
Yeah, the cake is the cancer cake is the problem at this point.
What
The
kind
problem
of cake?
is that
Every kind of cake.
I mean, right
Every
before this is what made me think of what I'm running for, because I just ate the last peak of a giant red velvet cake that I bought last
With
week.
cream cheese
Like it was like
icing.
a full, like I bought a full cake. Like it was a full
Oh.
Wegmans like cake.
There's
and
two
I'm
of us.
like,
It was a full size 12-inch
I mean,
cake.
like
Alright.
It's not like,
like-
me where I go to Giant and I buy those like little
Yeah.
lemon cakes and then I eat it
Yeah,
for
like
breakfast every
that's-
day for a week.
Yeah,
That's what
do
I
that.
should
Yeah,
be
yeah.
doing. But yes, eventually I graduated to buying full
cakes, yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I'm at the point where my pants that I just bought because I had gained weight are also starting to not fit. So I can't go through this where I have to buy another set of clothing for the summer. Like
Oh,
that
God.
can't happen. So
Wait till the winter
I am
and then
now-
start packing it on.
There's so
I am
so
now
many
running
jokes.
to lose the cancer 15.
Okay.
That's good. I am not losing the cancer 15. I have been eating better though, and have really, because part of my training for the Hainesport 48 hour
Oh my God.
My word.
is getting eating under control and all that, so I can drop a few pounds here and there on the way. I know it's hard to do that while training, but I got to get serious. I have my bike now. I've been riding.
Yeah, we
I
haven't
saw
talked
that.
about that at all.
Yeah.
Oh, you
yeah,
bought one of
so-
those bikes that I had to Google.
Gravel, like a gravel bike?
Yes. So I started out with one of those. It's nice for the roads are a little rough around here, so it actually is kind of nice for that. I need a new saddle because my butt on that
I'm
bike.
telling you.
Or you just get used to it.
No, that one actually, because I've done a lot of research on that, and the one complaint is the saddle.
Mm.
Actually, people are like, "Yeah, like a 20-mile ride, you feel like you're gonna die," and I'm like, "Yeah." After about 15, I was really hurting the other day. So, but yeah, so I'm actually running and biking for Hainesport. So I'm gonna add some biking in to reduce the wear and tear a bit and still
Yeah,
get the miles
because
in.
he was going to pull back this week and have an easy weekend.
did
And he
pull
went out
back.
and did a 15-mile bike ride followed by a 10-mile run. I was like,
Keeping it easy. Keeping it easy.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait until Diana hears about this.
Jeez.
Keeping it easy.
I only ran 20 miles for the week.
Oh my
10 on Saturday, 10 on Sunday, plus a 15-mile ride on Sunday.
God. Mm-hmm.
And you guys
Let me tell you.
and you guys had visitors.
Yeah, and we were walking all over Philly.
Oh my
for,
God. It
I
was
was only
insane.
2 days for me.
Oh,
but
yeah, you guys played tourist. I love
Yes.
doing that.
Yeah, you don't really do it in your hometown
Yeah.
very often, and then when you get a chance to, it's like, oh, there is all this kind of stuff that I
Yeah.
always forget about. I was pushed into the tour guide role.
Well, we can get into that after
Okay.
when we're giving some updates.
So I'm running for the party at Loopy Looper.
Yes.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm very excited.
How close are we to Loopy Looper?
It's a month away.
Few
Oh,
weeks.
okay.
It's less than a month. It's
Gotcha, okay.
August
Less than a month.
3rd.
It's 4 weeks as of this past weekend.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's slightly under. Yeah,
No, I'm just looking forward to
3
that.
weeks when you hear it.
I'm trying to think of all kinds of creative content that we could do.
Blow it out on social media.
We're gonna blow it out on social media. I feel like we could get at least 2 episodes worth of content out of that.
Oh, God,
yeah. I mean, we're gonna have.
We have 24 hours.
Well, not only that though.
And a lot
like
of people.
I feel like like last year we got the one we did everything with Tom.
Yeah.
But like this year we have like 12 people on a team plus 3 people doing it plus all the people coming in to support. So we have like 20 people that are going to be hanging around.
Yeah.
Love it.
Man, should I bring the laptop and set up the mics and everything?
That actually might not be a terrible idea.
That might not be a bad thing because we could do Shark Tank. We could do a lot of things with that.
I'm gonna I actually just on Amazon, it's in my cart, I haven't bought it yet. I actually did buy a battery powered fan, so we could like blow it on the laptop so it doesn't get too hot.
Are we allowed to have a generator?
I don't think so.
No?
I can ask.
Check. Well, because we can't run the laptop without generator.
Yeah.
After a while.
Yeah.
Well, we could for a bit.
Yeah.
Swap them out.
And I have a
And you can
big
run it.
battery pack, like the big laptop battery pack that would
okay.
charge it at least once.
That's fair then. Okay, we could probably do it then.
We'll see. We'll
figure
Yeah,
something
we
out.
should do some fun stuff. But no, I'm excited. Yeah, I think
I just started a Facebook group today
saw that.
to get, everyone together so that, we can start chatting.
I'd like people to suggest songs that we could play at the base camp. And if you don't suggest any songs, Michael's going to hear Wagon Wheel for 24 hours by Darius Rucker.
The soulless version of the song.
So I do think that blowing it up on social media at Loopy Looper is going to be a goal of mine.
And now, it's time for our Will Run 4 Goal Getters. Congrats on making your goals, you getters. Oh, you rest of shit.
All right, we're going to kick it off with Jessica Grand. After taking many months off from running/trading to focus on school, I'm rejoining the running world and catching up on my favorite podcast. Woo, woo, woo! Now that my class load has decreased, I started running and strength training to get a proof of time for Princess Weekend. My goals are to stick to my training, drink more bleeping water, and get a bid for Princess Weekend. I've missed listening to you guys and can't wait to catch up. Y'all keep me sane and laughing. Oh,
nice.
Good luck.
Welcome back.
Jessica, if you need me to send you some ducks that are bullying you to hydrate, I can get on that for you.
Do that.
All right. Heather Cohen, while I would love to use Loopy Looper as a Donna qualifier, I think my more realistic goal is to get a marathon in those 12 hours and enjoy spending time with all of you. Oh, that's nice.
It's really cool that she's going to be there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we have a lot of people. It's going to be a big party.
Nice. Rachel Keene, training for the Richmond Half Marathon in November. Training is mapped out on the calendar and ready to commit. First step.
Nice.
That is the first step. Let's see. Christina April, hoping for a marathon PR at what is that? WDW, Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend.
Yeah.
It'll be my 3rd dopey and my 4th marathon.
Nice.
Amazing. We were just talking about how we think there's so many people doing dopey this year.
Yeah. I mean, I am.
And you crazy people have started training already. You see?
I have not.
See, I'm telling you, do the I'm training for a fall half and then start your dopey training. It's better for your mental health.
I'm on that train with you, Diana. I'm pretending like dopey doesn't exist until after the New York Marathon.
Yep. All right. Run, cat, run. My goal is to get all my marathon training runs in along with strength training.
Nice.
Yes. I don't know. What helped me when I went through it is I physically printed my training plan and gave myself checks and gold stars. So
Yes.
I did. I remember
That was
that.
always, I wonder if I should do that at some point, because I used to do that too. Like I had a big chart on my refrigerator and I got like, I had the stickers hanging there too. So I got to physically put a sticker.
weirdly motivating.
Well, Indy agrees with you.
Somebody's outside. It's, I don't know, criminal apparently. There's some criminal activity happening. It's literally probably a child on a scooter.
Indy.
It's probably a child.
Stop it, buddy.
All right. Yeah, I even think I color coded it. So if I missed a run, I did one color. If I was in a certain amount but still ran, and then if I did my targeted miles, I gave myself like green or something like that. So
Love it.
all right. And then here's Beth coming in with Dopey. Dopey 2025 training started this week. 2 of my kids tested positive for COVID,
Whoa.
but I still managed to get 2 runs in.
That sounds awful.
It does.
In the summer too, miserable.
Oof.
Brooklyn, what is that? Brooklyn spoke.
Yep,
My
It's
goal.
Doug.
Oh, hey Doug, with not liking cars, right?
The war on cars.
Yes. All right, I'm with us. All right. My goal for this summer is to combine running with eating better and mixing things up more with strength training to lose about 5 to 10 pounds. As my NC to Dopey training ramps up, I just want to be healthier in general.
We are akin there, Doug, because I'm in the same spot where I need to eat better for my NYC to Dopey training as well.
Gotcha. I don't have anything that big on the calendar, and I'm kind of enjoying life right now. So, and then EcoFit, who when she is not sending me Akatar and smut memes, is finally back to hitting my 10K steps again post-op, and she even got in a Peloton ride today. My goal is to continue to build up my endurance again with Peloton rides / strength training and running again to complete the MCM within the time limit.
Nice.
It is humbling to go from running half marathons regularly to getting winded going up one flight of stairs at home after surgery. Ugh. But one step at a time and hopefully in the right direction. Big thanks to you all in this running community, husband, and Pup for checking in on me and taking care of me. I couldn't have done it without you.
Aw.
That's awesome.
She doesn't send me Akatar memes, although she could now that I've read them. She sends me like all the dog and cat content. Anyway, moving on. Laura Duxon. Let's talk about Laura Duxon.
Oh my God, you guys are just at Laura. I went and fed the cats.
Michael.
Cleaned up the hairball.
My goal is to do 2 runs and 2 adjusted strength trainings per week while road tripping through California for 3 weeks. Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I wanted to enjoy my holiday and give myself a free pass to skip some runs.
Yep.
Yep,
Love
absolutely. My base is good, and I don't see any harm in missing some runs. I'll get my steps in anyway. It's true. It's time on feet at that point with vacation.
Absolutely.
Might be a few miles on the treadmill. It's barely 20 degrees Celsius, 68 Fahrenheit here at home. A lot of the places we are visiting are in the middle of a heat wave. Yeah, welcome to America. Whoa, 104 in California?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Death Valley's in California.
Well, that's true. But, I mean, I don't
And that's
know.
been
I guess I don't think
128.
about... Well, no, I mean, like Disneyland. I don't think
I don't know how
of
it
Disney.
can get hot.
that hot. Wow.
Yeah.
Oof. All right.
LA
Well,
can get hot. Those places get hot.
gosh. I guess it's 104 everywhere. All right. Well, try and stay cool, Laura. Bennett Laurie says, my goal is to up the intensity of my workouts as I train for a Berlin marathon this fall. Berlin will be my 3rd star on this crazy 6-star journey, and I've decided to take on.
Ooh.
So much for retiring and taking it easy. I mean, retiring just gives you more time to do runs, right?
Yep.
Leah Miller, trying to mentally and physically prepare for Loopy Looper. My goal is to not quit before the 24 hours are up. I'd like to say I'm confident I can make this happen, but I'm skeptical. Let's just say that I'm glad there will be friends from the Will Run 4 community out there to support. Less than a month, let's do this.
Yep.
We won't let you quit. Now that you've just put that out there as a goal, sorry to tell you, but we're not letting you quit.
Leah, they let me quit. They're not going to make that same mistake.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
No, you had to drive home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so does she, but
Look,
Oh, that's
kid,
true.
yeah, I mean, like,
it's fine.
I think her kid can drive though.
Leah, we got you.
Yeah, and I mean,
Either way,
Tom
Either
didn't
way.
have to drive home. I had to drive home, but
That's true.
Danielle Ellie says, keeping up with Peloton Team Wilps Challenge. I didn't purposely train for my city's local 4th 10K, July 4th 10K. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. I didn't
Cancer.
purposely train for my city's local July.
All right, let's take a beat. Let's take a beat.
Sorry, I couldn't.
Let's go ahead and take that one from the top.
I didn't purposely train for my city's local July 4th 10K, but I finished first female overall.
oh my god,
With a PR of 43:59.
God,
Woof for a 10
3-ish minutes.
that's toasty.
3-ish minutes off of last year. Now I just want to keep pushing that FTP to see what's possible.
Yeah.
My gosh,
Oh,
what
yeah.
is your FTP? It
Wow.
must be so much higher than mine.
Wow.
Just an aside. What's an FTP?
I don't know.
I think it's functional threshold power. So it's like your base watts. Like you do an FTP test to be able to tell you like what your base watts should be. So then it tells you, it's like based off of a percentage of your like highest output. So like a zone 2 ride would be like a zone 2 run, basically, where it's like you're not running hard. It like sets out up your different zones. Now you know.
All right.
Run Diz Nerd says to survive training in the Florida heat.
good luck.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
But also, everyone at this point probably needs to survive the heat.
True.
It's awful. Lisa Knits and Trains, consistency in strength training and healthy eating to survive dopey and 100-mile bike ride.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Get it. Give me all the coffee. Started strength training. I'm feeling like there's a pattern. Program a little while back and didn't complete it. Started a new one. Goal is to finish the program.
Whoop, whoop.
There you go.
Our friend Megan Beachrunner says goal is to not melt during dopey training rides. Also another pattern going on. Would like to meet my fundraising goal by the end of the month.
Nice.
Dawn Be Joyful, keeping up the 10,000 steps a day, keeping the streak with at least 1 mile of running or walking a day, and started wine and dine training. Nice. Miles and Crowns, Amy says, still training for Berlin and avoiding the humidity as much as possible.
Good luck
Woo,
with that.
good luck with
Yes.
that.
Thank you, everyone who sent in a goal getter. We certainly are proud of you, and we hope you are killing these goals. We didn't really have a topic this week,
No.
but
Yeah.
we can just chat.
Give some training updates. See where
Yeah.
everybody is.
Yeah. I mean, I think we didn't actually pre-talk about this before we started the podcasting, but I know that we had a little chat ourselves individually, and we'll chat a little bit more after we finish recording. But I think that our schedules have gotten a little hectic every single time we're busy. Tom and Diana are free. Anytime they're busy, we're free. We can't get our schedules together. So there might be a little bit more sporadic episodes for the summertime specifically,
Yeah.
especially through probably
yeah.
September. Maybe once winter comes, we'll reevaluate. But
Oh yeah, I
think
go
right
into
now-
hibernation mode. So
Once it's miserable and dark again.
I'll be back when it's miserable and dark.
I think for at least the next couple months, you can expect for us to for sure be skipping a little bit more here and there. You know, blame it on cancer if you want. I don't really care. But yeah, just putting it out there. So Michael's got some ideas for some
random stuff here
flashback
and
ones. He released the Grand Canyon adventure because we had a lot of new listeners since then. So he might get a little nostalgic and release some
I
other
didn't realize
things
that
like
was
that.
3 years ago, by the way.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we've been doing this a while.
Yeah,
Good
that was 3
Lord.
years
That's
ago.
wild.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that was 3 years ago. I was like,
yeah.
there's a lot of people who haven't even heard that.
Yeah. So, if he has some time, he'll throw together some nostalgic things. If not, then we just might have a little bit more random schedule. Is all. I just give it a quick heads up. Some quick housekeeping notes we didn't talk about earlier.
I will say, as of the day that we're recording this, we also dropped our latest Inside the Runner Studio with our friend Lisa. And
Yep.
I always listen to them when I walk Indy in the morning. And I just remember that conversation. And we were talking about Springtime Surprise. So it was a little while ago. But like, that was one of the most vulnerable, real conversations that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
that was incredible. So if anybody would like to be on an Inside the Runner Studio, send us a DM. We would love to record some more. If you're new, it's really low pressure. We just want to get to know people in the running community, and reach out if you'd like to be on a future episode.
Expect the same level of professionalism you get every episode.
Also,
Yes.
also do not be offended if it takes a little while for us to get to it. I know that there's been some people who've reached out, and then some people who reached out a second time and said, "Hey, did you forget?" And I have not. It's just that we
Scheduling.
tend to record like 3 to 4 of them at a time. And then because of the way scheduling goes, it takes us a little while to even get all 4 of those released.
Yep.
Because like, as Tom just pointed out, we talked about Springtime Surprise, and that was in April, and we're now in July. So just know that we didn't forget about you. If you reach out and something you want to do, I do have a running list of people who've reached out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We will make sure we get to it. But
Cool.
yes,
Yeah.
for sure, let us know.
Also,
if you would like
if
to do it.
anybody knows Neve Schulman and
Oh.
can get him on an Inside Runner Studio.
Oh
Oh my God. You guys
That'd be
are
hilarious.
so deep in Catfish. It's unbelievable. Like, I didn't even realize it was still on air.
I saw, because I saw Neve running in New York City, like at the New York City Marathon. I watched him go by, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
Are you,
So if
are you
anybody has
sure it was
contact-
him?
And
Yes.
because he was a guy. He was being a guide.
Yeah. He was guiding someone
and-
this time. Yeah.
He just did some relay race, and where he ran like an
50
ultra.
miles
Yeah,
or
like it was
something, yeah.
insane. So
He's very fast.
a
He's
real runner.
like kind of famous. He's like pseudo famous. Like, I feel like we
Yeah.
should be able.
I think somebody's
Yeah.
got to know him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anybody ever been on Catfish?
Slide into,
Yeah. Has
slide into
anybody
those-
been on Catfish?
I would die if someone was
Oh
on
my God.
Catfish.
Yes.
You're immediately getting bumped to whatever the front of
Number
any
one,
line.
top of the line.
We're putting out a 2-hour
Yes.
special.
Yeah, if
And
you've been on Catfish,
my
yes.
goal, I
Oh,
honestly
God.
want to hear from you more if you were the one doing the catfishing.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh.
What else? We started talking
Training.
about, we started talking about all kinds of things, right? We don't have any specific thing,
No.
but we had started talking about Amy and Jason, and
Yeah.
I was just saying that they had come in, and I was talking about, this is sort of in the realm of training
Oh.
because I was on my feet
Yeah.
they came in on Wednesday night. we didn't do that much walking on Wednesday. I mean, we walked through town and we walked to fireworks. But then like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, basically on my feet for like 6+ hours each day, walking around in 100, feels like 104 to 108 like temperatures in Philly. We were like in and out of like, we were trying to like
recreate
in and out of places.
National Treasure.
Yes.
They wanted to see the Liberty Bell because everyone always wants to see the Liberty Bell in Independence Hall. And then Independence Hall was like Disney level. Like you had to be
it's
on
July 4th.
You had to be on no, they weren't even releasing tickets. So like you can buy tickets for Independence Hall normally in advance, but on holiday weekends they do not released, and they release them at 5 p.m. the day before. And apparently you have to like literally be on at 5 p.m. or you don't get them, because they tried to get them for when we realized that, we went on Thursday to try and get them on Friday. And the only thing that was available, like by the time they clicked on it, was like already in the late afternoon. So they did it on Saturday for Sunday, and they were both on their phones, like trying to click the button.
Funny. They posted a picture of Independence Hall, and I looked at Tom and I was like, did they go to Disney? And then I did think for a second, that's not the America Pavilion. I was like, I am dumb.
Also, that statue of Ben Franklin has crazy eyes. I love.
Yes, we took multiple pictures with Ben Franklin for Tom
at the art museum. Yeah, the art museum one, or
no? Well, but we took one on when you weren't there on Friday. We took a bunch of them. We took a lot of pictures with Ben. Every time we talked about Ben Franklin or saw Ben Franklin, they're like, "Oh, look, it's the patron saint of the podcast again."
My favorite thing that's ever happened at Independence Hall for me was I don't even know what it was, like early in the morning. I was walking past Independence Hall, and like two dudes were coming in their colonial gear.
Awesome.
And we're yelling across the street to each other about the Eagles.
Philly accents?
Yes, about the Eagles, and like cursing at each other.
While they're colonial.
I love it.
I was like, because it was like, I don't know, they were on the way to work, so it was pretty early. I think I was running or something, and I'm like, this is like the greatest moment that's ever happened.
I love it.
The most Philly thing in the world.
My most memorable moment in front of Independence Hall was when Tom wore 4 layers of pants to do a race and had a meltdown in front of Independence Hall.
Fantastic.
I did. It was terrible.
Yeah, but I was on my feet so much. I was supposed to run, this was supposed to be a big week for me too, because I knew I didn't have chemo last week. So we were going to stack the miles, and I was supposed to do a 9-miler. I was supposed to do a 5-miler. And I was so tired. Yeah. My feet hurt so bad. My ankles hurt bad. My hips hurt. I just kept texting my coach over and over, I'm not doing this right today. Yeah. This isn't happening today. I got 20-something thousand steps today. I'm not running.
Yeah, with your situation, you can't push that extra mile.
Yeah, and I'm just not used to it at this point. Yeah. Back when I was running regularly and trained really well, I could do a 10-miler and then still walk around but now I cannot.
No.
And also it's probably not a great idea to run yourself down like that.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful with it. So
yeah. So that's really my training update. I walked around Philly for hours upon hours upon hours in the heat and humidity.
That's also hard on your body too.
So I'm still not quite recovered, but training's going okay. Good. I did walk 2 full hours today on the treadmill.
Wow.
Which was awful. But I wasn't quite ready to run. My legs are still a little tired, but I wanted to get time on feet. So I walked for 2 full hours watching Parks and Recreation.
Ah, the greatest.
There you go.
Yep.
I have something completely random. It has nothing to do with anything. So I want to start a campaign to make legendary Bill Stewart and his Ronald McDonald alter ego a top influencer in Run Disney. I've been thinking about it for months. You always think about jogging Jack Sparrow and Michael does Disney and all those influencer folks. I think if Bill Stewart committed to it, he could be.
We could get Ronald.
He could be Ronald McDonald, running Ronald McDonald, and he could be a top influencer at Run Disney. That's the campaign that I'm going to run on.
Oh gosh.
And then now we can talk about what we were talking about, because I don't know. I wanted to mention.
No,
that.
this is a very random episode where there's no rhyme or reason to whatever we're talking
man.
about today, apparently.
I guess I can give a quick training update. Yeah, I'm training for Hainesport, 48-hour, early October.
Which you officially signed up for last week.
So I'm actually training
Yeah.
for something
Actually
now.
doing it, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
like he
yes.
officially signed up.
Yeah. I got labor pains in between. That's going to be more of a training fun day thing.
Oh, we
You
haven't
know.
signed up for that yet.
Oh, we got to sign up.
We gotta
for
sign
that,
up for
but
that.
We are doing it, but yes.
And are we
regardless.
mentioning it early enough where people can sign up? Yes,
Yes,
right?
it's not next week. Yeah. Labor pain. Hainesport still available if you want to do Hainesport. There's
there's a
lengths of that,
12-hour.
too.
There's a 12-hour day, 12-hour night. There's a
24,
24-hour.
there's
There's
100. There's
There's all kinds of different
1 mile loops.
I think that there might be a 6. Is there a 6-hour? I don't remember.
I think there might be, but there's 1 hour loop.
And this is the first year they're doing a relay.
Wow.
Oh, there's a relay. Yeah.
So I maybe next year, because we've talked about Loopy so much, maybe next year we'll hop onto one of Vanessa's big races.
Oh,
and
yeah.
John,
I think that's a good
Vanessa.
idea.
Yeah.
Also, October, a little cooler than August, if you haven't heard.
Also, I always say Vanessa, but John is also an
Poor
integral
John.
part of. I know, poor John.
You
I'm
forget
sorry.
John.
And John, I know, listens because he talks about our podcast. So I'm sorry, John. I love you.
Yeah, so I did get my bike. I've been biking outside. Well, twice anyway. I did like a 10-mile ride and a 16-mile ride. Man, the taint is...
The taint is just...
Yeah. And, I do Peloton, so, I got at least a little...
But it's different.
It's different.
It definitely
Yeah.
is. Like,
It's different.
yeah.
The first one, it was like... The first ride, I was like, just getting back to riding again, because I haven't ridden a bike probably about 10 years.
Yeah.
And like on the Peloton, especially you will sit up and you will
Yes.
you can't do that.
That was
while
the
you're,
thing, because I can't ride with no-handed yet again. So like my shoulders were really
Yeah, because
hurting
Yeah.
you haven't
after.
practiced. You
Yeah.
don't do that on the Peloton. Like if you
Yeah.
had
Peloton,
always been
I sit up.
Yeah,
so.
if you
I
had
sit
always
up a lot of
been-
the time, too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
I think that's
I'll
the
just
big
lean back
difference.
to change. So getting my hands used to holding the handlebars the whole time and all.
Yeah.
That was something.
Did you get gloves?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
gloves. Yeah.
Are they like fingerless gloves?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's what you're supposed to get.
I used to wear those to, like, body pump.
That's
'Cause
rad.
I got,
I'm gonna get
calluses.
knuckle tattoos that say "Ride Hard."
Oh God,
What kind of bike is this? It's a
what is
It's a
happening? It's just
gravel?
a gravel. Yeah, it's
Yes.
a gravel bike.
I'll just put it out there. I don't think that's a thing. There's a
Riding hard on a gravel bike.
no, there's a mountain bike and a road bike.
No.
Gravel
we-
is
And there's a gravel bike.
There was a whole incident last week where I didn't understand bikes and then Googled it, and like we looked it up and I saw images and we talked about the tire
Yeah.
size, I think.
Oh yeah, we did. Yes.
Yes.
Basically, a gravel bike is like a road bike with wider tires. It's similar, a little
It's
different
similar.
geometry.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you looked at it, you'd be like, "Oh, that's a road bike." Yeah, but but yeah, it's been fun. I like adding the riding in plus the running. I think we're going to use it to get to some different towns, knock off some streets.
Yeah.
The only problem is there's so much traffic around here.
Whew. And
So,
I know
like-
how you love those drivers.
I love them all. I have not killed a driver yet while riding my bike. But I tend to ride early and then get back and then go for a run.
Yeah.
But man, you know what's weird? Getting off the bike after like an hour and a half and
Yeah.
then trying to run.
Yes.
and then
It's
you're
the
doing a
weirdest feeling.
You're doing a brick. You're basically doing a brick, which is like what people who do triathlons do.
It was very weird.
Yes.
I was
Try
like,
doing that. Did you get off and then immediately run, or did you
Yes.
take a break?
no, immediately. I took
Oh,
off.
yeah,
I
okay.
changed my shorts real quick and went out for the run.
Okay, yeah.
I
So you
started
basically
to
did a
run
break.
down the sidewalk, and I was like, no. I was like, I'm gonna fall on my face.
Yeah.
What is happening? So I ended up walking like most of the first mile just to get my legs back to
Mhm.
normal again.
Yeah,
And then I was like, oh, okay, here we are.
yeah.
That's wild.
I think that happened to me the very first time I ever did like a triathlon, like brick workout for a triathlon. I mean, at this point, you could do it like a duathlon.
No, I don't care. Like I have no interest in like whatever tuning up my biking.
Yeah.
Getting.
Well, I'm not saying like anything crazy, but you could like, if for training purposes, you could go do
Something like that.
a
But I
duathlon.
just like kind of riding
Yeah.
for fun.
Or
Yeah.
we could do like one of those beer runs.
Oh,
Or
I'll do that. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Oh, they
biking beer
actually, I
things.
just saw Lone Oak Brewing, which is in Olney, kind of near us. They're a great brewery. I just saw that they're getting involved in like the bikes and brews or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're doing one.
Frumpa would love it if
Yeah,
you
I would do something like that,
did
yeah.
stuff like that with him.
Or city to shore or something. I could do something like that.
You're
I need
gonna
to
do a century.
Yeah, I could do that. Probably do a solo one
I just picture Pee Wee Herman.
The
on the
greatest.
red bike.
We need I need to go get my bike fixed. I gotta
Yes.
see what I can do. I mean, because there are other differences between a road bike and a gravel bike. Like the gears are a little different and things like that. But I mean, I could get gravel tires on mine.
Yeah, you don't even need super wide, as they proved in the tour the other day. So it's not like we have like mountain roads.
We
here,
have been obsessed
like,
with
pretty
the
flat.
tour.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my training update. Adding biking, doing some running, being consistent. Also, still trying to get 1 day of strength training a week.
Oh,
Still doing
that's
that.
a good
So
goal.
even though
Oof.
it's not like the great, like I'm only doing like a half hour or whatever, I'm still doing it 1 day a
Something.
week. So yeah, it's
That's what I need to add to my training.
Yeah.
Somebody yell at me to add strength training to my.
That's the thing you do need to add, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
It's
done
hard.
wonders for me.
Yeah.
The strength. Like I feel totally different. And I've lost more weight.
Ugh.
I find it's easier to do in the winter when you're inside more
Yes.
than when you're doing the outside stuff more.
Well, I'm inside no matter what, so
Yeah, so you
it
can
doesn't
do
really
it.
matter.
Yeah, just the weights are
I
right
just
there.
need to
Pick
do
them up.
it.
It doesn't even have to be anything like regimented. It's like just do some here and there, and it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Or like the light arms and
I mean,
Right.
there's so many like quick 10-minute like workouts
That's what
on
I do.
Peloton. I know that I can do it.
Yeah.
I just ugh.
I do. And the thing is, like, if I don't feel like doing it, if I do a 10-minute one, I'm like, oh, I can do 10 more minutes.
I need
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
to like
I could just
Yeah.
do this little
give
extra.
me
It's
gold.
the getting started.
It's the
That's
I
the
need somebody
thing.
else to give me gold stars when I do it.
Yeah. Well, it seems like just based on goal getters, like everyone's trying to incorporate a little bit more variety. I don't know if people are just feeling a little burnt out
I
from
agree.
running, or if
Yeah.
it's they're finding if they're doing other things, it makes their running better.
Yeah.
I know that
Yeah.
it makes running better because I've done it in the past.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
getting myself to do it now.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the culmination of the last few years where everybody hit the races real hard after
Mhm.
the pandemic, and now are like, all right, I need just something a little more variety, a little different.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, at one point I was running like 5 days a week and it was
Yeah.
awful. Like it's
Well,
too
that was
much.
dopey training.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Tom, how's your training going?
Awesome. I've been going to our training group,
Yes, yeah.
and this past weekend I went out for a 6-mile run.
Nice.
On that really hot
Awesome.
day. I couldn't believe I
It's
didn't go out.
Saturday.
oh, that's right. Yeah, Saturday was the hottest.
awful.
And I can tell it was really hot that day because while you were running, I walked Indy and I wanted to walk him a little bit longer so I could get, I don't know, just maybe 2 miles instead of 1 mile. And at one point, Indy he was so hot, he started coughing. And I was like, I'm going to have to pick this dog
Oh,
up and
that's
carry
bad.
him.
Yeah,
Aw.
Yeah.
6 miles on that day is a heck
Yeah.
of a training day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hit kind of a wall, but that's fine.
Well, I mean,
I still got the miles in, and yeah, I'm training for either Loopy or the Charles Street 12 miler, which is about a
Yeah.
month after Loopy.
Oh, perfect.
So that's really what's on the calendar. But yeah, I don't know, just do it. And I mean, I stayed hydrated. I fueled properly. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to be consistent with that. I really do need to add more in. I'm just, because on the days that I don't do anything, I don't do anything, and it's bad.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I'm eating whole cakes or anything like that. Like,
Like we were talking about earlier.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, it's all like baby steps. Like, I'm proud because you're doing, if 2 days
Yeah.
a week is like a slow start for you, but I think it's better because I think sometimes when you go out, you're like, I'm going to do
Burn
6
out,
days a
yeah.
week, and then you die. So I think like easing yourself,
Better to build.
I think you're doing great because you're being like really consistent with what you're doing.
thank you.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. And this
Yeah.
time of year, it's tough to like jump right into 5 days a week.
Yeah,
in
I
this
feel like
weather.
as soon as if and when you do that, that's when you fall off. Like
Yeah.
adding like a little bit here and a little bit there is how you like build consistency. Because I feel like anytime you try to just like go all in, that's when it's like I can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the recipe for fail.
Start
Yeah.
a couple days a week and work from there.
Yep. I think it's good.
I think what skews it is like because you've done Dopey or like all the other races we've all done and stuff. So you think about the end of that training segment
Yeah.
and all the miles you're doing, and you forget about the beginning of it, how you slowly went into it. So you're like, well, I'm not doing those 5 days a week anymore. But you were doing the 5 days a week because you did whatever
To get
15
up
weeks
there.
before
Yep.
that. Yeah. So it kind of messes with your head.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
I will say that the other thing that I realized for my training was I had talked to Jen about the fact that I was like, oh, well, I want to be at like half marathon before I train for the marathon because like in my because I have experience, but so I don't know why I like thought like this, but most people like they do a half marathon before they will ever do a marathon. So in my head, I'm like, if I can't do a half marathon before like an 18-week marathon training plan starts, then I can't do a marathon. But like that's dumb. Like
Yeah.
why would I need to be at 13 miles in before
18 weeks
like
prior.
18
Yeah,
weeks
that would
prior?
be
I'm like
stupid,
that
yeah.
does not make any sense. So
Yeah, when you're talking about a finish the marathon plan, not
like
a goal
not
pace
and
plan.
it's not like I don't have like it's not my first time ever doing it. So it's like
Yeah.
a very different like mindset. But for some reason, 3 months ago when I talked about it, like that's what I thought in my brain was that I needed to be able to do the half marathon by July or I wasn't going to be able to do the marathon. And that was dumb. So I'm finally realizing like, no, gradual, like through like the full 24 weeks makes way more sense than being like, let's get to half marathon distance, like within like 8 weeks. And then I can like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So like in that same regard of being like gradual and like not going all in, like I even with the experience I have still had that mindset of like all in. And then I was like, why is this not working? Why do I feel like I'm failing?
Yeah. So yeah, you should be like super excited about your even simple consistency of a couple days a week.
Yeah. I mean, going from nothing to something is a lot. You know?
That's the
like
biggest step of all, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's got to be so tough. And I think of like, I mean, a lot of people have done Dopey year after year, but like just that training cycle. And then like, I think about Sam, right? Like, did Sam ever have to bounce back from Dopey every single year? Like it's coming out of that
Yeah.
fog is it's not easy because you've reached this,
I get that.
you've reached this kind of pinnacle and you're like,
Yeah.
unless you're like, well, ultra, right? Well, like, and you just keep building or keep doing distances of that nature. Like it's hard to be like, okay, so I'm right back in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think if you train in the right way for Dopey, by the end of it, you're not as burnt out. Like I was burnt out at the point that I was like sick of it, but my body wasn't that burnt out.
Yeah.
So I took a little bit of time off.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a ton where I was able to go back out and just start running, not miles and miles, but I was doing like 3-4 days a week, within by the end of February I was. But I was doing like I was just kind of sick of running where I was doing like Peloton and things like that, but I didn't like physically destroy my body.
I just feel like
sense.
the urge to hit dopey and just sit for like 2 months is a real thing, and that's very hard.
Yeah, like I mean, mental burnout is
definitely a thing
for sure real.
Yeah.
On top of physical burnout.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we did it. I mean, Diana really helped kind of steer that ship, but like I think we did it well because we changed up locations. We had different people to run with. We kind
kept
of
it fresh.
Yeah, we kind of had that end goal in mind and just kept focusing on that. And we went through some stuff during that that time period, but we kept the miles. Like we kept hitting those training runs, and motivation. It was almost like we've come this far. There's no way we're not going to do this thing properly. We're not going to self-sabotage and skip all these things.
Tom's remembering his dopey training a lot differently than I'm remembering his dopey training. And I'm really excited for our retrospect episode.
Is it not as positive as I'm saying?
I mean, when you're in it, I think you can definitely get bogged down by the amount of time that is invested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a lot of time to invest with those long runs constantly. I feel like I'm in the opposite place where I enjoy the training much more than I enjoy races.
The race, yeah.
Like I guess that's why I don't need a goal, because I just like do whatever I do per week and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it keeps me at a reasonable pace, but I don't really have obviously now I put 48-hour thing on the schedule, so I got to really plan for that, but there's no, I don't know. Those goals don't matter to me at this point right now. Just being consistent really matters more.
Yeah.
I'm going to play the role of Diana and say I'm not going to be there for all 48 hours.
Yeah.
No, you cannot be there for all 48 hours. Absolutely not.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't have really anything I'm super training for other than Charles Street, which is in September. So it's like the slow build up to that, and then looking at other like fall halves. So I've just been trying to keep my mileage around like in between like 3 and 6 miles, like on the weekends. And I usually do either like our track or our hills workout on Wednesdays with the training group. And then I have been, instead of running outside on the other day, because Wednesday's miserable enough, on Mondays or Tuesdays, kind of depending on like how it goes, I've been going up and doing like a hike on the treadmill. So I either will do a Peloton hike or I'll just kind of play with walking really fast on an incline, and then I'll do the stair stepper for 15 minutes after, and then come back and do strength. So it's just, I don't know, it's just a little different for me. Like I'm just trying to not burn myself out and not have it be miserable. Although I did have something extremely traumatic happen to me. So that boot camp that I do on Saturdays, I went once by myself, and they had a professional film crew there, and they made they made a promo video. And remember how a couple weeks ago I was talking, it was like, it's really funny because like Nicole, Kate, and I were the only ones like really pushing hard during the workout. Well, that apparently was a mistake, because this video is like all me, and then it's got like The Rock narrating it, and it's like sometimes there's a struggle, and it's like me like doing a sit-up looking like I'm gonna die. It's literally the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And then they put out an advertisement for like register for women's boot camp this week, and it's like me on the ropes, and I'm like, I'm going to launch myself into the sea. Like this is literally the worst thing that's ever happened.
She's so famous, you guys.
It is.
Oh my god,
the worst thing that's ever happened.
I see this? Where can I see this video?
It's so embarrassing.
Oh my god!
And it was send me this video.
And then I'm like, you assholes were not there there. It was just me that week.
It was. The highlight reel is just all these random women, and then Diana.
Then it's like 40% me, like 60% everybody else. I'm like, why? It's like split between everybody else.
Oh my God.
Even if
video.
it's not me, it's like me running in the background. I'm like, this is awful.
Michael.
It's just one of the worst things. So yeah, it's the worst. So that was traumatic that happened. What else? I've got a podiatrist appointment this month. I don't think I could get in until the very end of the month. But my heel is still being weird, and I think it's plantar
Fasciitis.
plantar, I don't know. But it hurts like if I've been sitting a while and then stand up, or it like hurts first thing in the morning, which is apparently like the thing. I don't
first
know.
thing in the morning is usually
I don't know. It's awful. So I've been wearing kind of my UFOs around the house and all of that. So I'm also trying not to like launch myself into an injury.
Yeah.
And then what else is going on? I did a race.
Oh yeah,
this
talk
week.
about that race a little bit.
We didn't do it last year, but we do it a lot of years. So Independent Brewing up in Bel Air, Maryland, does a 4-mile, usually the weekend post 4th of July. It's on the Ma and Pa Trail.
Which is basically a fire road.
Yeah, you run basically down this little trail, up a lot of hills, down a lot of hills, and then you turn around and come right back. And it's a nice little out and back, and we never go in that area, so we go up and hang at the brewery. It's a really nice after party. They have like eggs and sausage and breakfast food, and then beer. Usually the full brewery is open and you can get kind of whatever you want. This year they had like 6 beers, and that's all that they were doing for the race. So I wasn't too happy about that. And we just slowed it down. I made us walk 1 extra interval because I was dying. But overall, felt pretty good. Kept it under like a 13-minute was kind of the goal. It was, I don't know, 8 a.m. and it was already 90 degrees. So
Oof.
I use the word stale because like it was actually really nice.
Yeah,
that morning.
It was nicer on Sunday than it was on Saturday.
And there was like a nice breeze,
yeah.
But once you get back on that trail,
it's just
it's
no
like
breeze.
stale, and that whole thing. I was watching it. We brought Indy up, and I was watching. I'm waiting for the photos to come out because this one photographer was all about Indiana Bones because he had his Captain America collar on. So I think he'll be prominently in the pictures whenever those are posted. But I was watching the first finisher, or the winner, did this 4-miler in just under 25 minutes.
Woo.
And then the first female finisher, which was in 3rd place, was 26 minutes flat. There were some fast people doing this race.
Yeah.
That's crazy in that heat.
Yeah. I will give a shout out though this year. The premium for both men and women was a tank top.
Oh, nice.
So I've never really gotten to wear that premium because it's always a t-shirt. And I either run in long sleeves or I run in a tank top. I very rarely run in a t-shirt. So
yeah, I don't think that I run in t-shirts very often. Well, I guess that's not true because I'm a hot runner, so I will run in a t-shirt sometimes in the winter, which I feel like is unusual for most people.
Yeah, so I just don't. They go into a drawer, and I like never think about them again. So I was excited about that. So yeah, I don't know. It's a nice little run. We just wanted something on the calendar. I had thought Tom had registered, and apparently he hadn't, because I got a message from Nicole saying, hey, should Ryan register for this too? Is Tom doing it? And I said yes. And so I straight up lied to her.
I'm sure it was based on some sort of statement that I made that, I need to sign up for that.
Yeah. So, but it's, I don't know. It's a nice little race. It's part of like the Charm City Run race series. And then, I don't know. Did I do a recap of Baltimore Women's Classic? It was hot as hell that day, and I had a meltdown. And I got overheated, and a duck attacked a woman on the course.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
a recap of that if I didn't do it last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've had an episode since you did that race either.
That's 5K. It's all women. I thought men could register. Apparently they can't. So it's literally all women. They give you a rose at the finish line, and a duck flew down from the World Trade Center and basically went after this woman. And it was about 10 yards in front of Nicole and I.
Oh my
That's
God.
amazing.
And I
That's
know
hilarious.
Jen did that one.
Yeah,
too.
Jen Hall did that one.
I
Yeah.
know she loves that one.
Yeah, that one's great. And so we saw her at the very beginning. And then we went out way too fast. Our first mile was like a 10:30 or something, which was dumb because it was 90 degrees. And then I literally thought I was having heat stroke and stopped running at, I don't know, just over 2 miles and walked out the rest. I let Nicole go. And I went up to our coach, Megan, because she was working the booth afterwards. And she's like, will you please drink your water? She was like yelling at me. I was like breathing
Oh my
heavy.
God.
I was like, I don't feel well.
Oh my God.
So that wasn't a great experience.
Yeah. No.
But that was more my doing than the race's fault. That was my problem. But they did, and they typically don't do this. They sent out a message the day before saying it was going to be really hot and that you could defer for $10 or something.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Well, I feel like that's nice of them to at least
That's
offer
very
that.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I always register for that race so early. It's only $25 when I register for it.
Oh, God.
It's-
Yeah. So it's
yeah.
like, yeah.
It's always like, I usually, because even if I can't do it, I'm just like, whatever. But I just always register for it. And it always has a really nice glittery medal and a nice premium. So,
Yeah. Very nice.
ladies, if you want to do a really hot race in June in Baltimore and you want to travel for a 5K, the Baltimore Women's Classic.
It is it's a big race.
It's a big race. Yeah. It's good. Yeah. And then we had breakfast at Miss Shirley's, which is a Baltimore tradition.
It's delicious.
So, yeah, that's everything going on with me. I don't know. I've been really consistent. I went to Key West for a few days. I did not work out while I was there. I got seasick for the first time in my life. And was
Oh, wow.
You've
puking
never
up-
been seasick
No.
before?
And I was a little seasick on like a cruise, but I feel like that's like a different type of seasick where you just don't feel right. No, I was like throwing up off the side of the boat, and these people were sitting in the throw up area and they didn't move when they saw me running. So they got
the worst.
they
of
just
it.
got a little spray. And
Oh, God.
I don't know. It's not my fault. They saw me coming.
Luck.
They saw me coming.
They needed to move. If someone was running,
Yeah.
if you saw someone throw up in a trash can and then turn around and run towards you, would you not
Out.
move?
Oh, I'm out of the way. Yeah.
So she
That's-
can
that's
get
a
where
bad
she
call.
needs to be to throw up.
Yeah. That's a bad call on their part.
So I have no sympathy.
There was something I thought about the other day that we should talk about, and I can't remember what it was now. I should write down the things that I think of as I think of them, and then I never do. And so then my ADHD brain is like in one second and out the next.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I forget things a minute later.
I do want to do an episode where people just send in their something good. Very
We
similar
talked
to
about that.
goal getters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We should
something
also
good.
do an Ask Us Anything. We haven't done that in a pretty long time.
Oh yeah.
I think an Ask Us Anything at Loopy Looper would be awesome.
Oh, that's a good time because we have
That's a
a
good one.
lot
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah, because we did that for Tom specifically last time. So
Yeah.
we could do an Ask Us Anything segment for that, and then we can do like just an on the ground type one and get 2 episodes out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could do an Ask Us Anything when Diana's able to join us. And we could do like a after midnight, keep it spicy situation and just answer things after midnight while we're out on the
Spoiler
Loopy
alert,
Looper
I'm
cruise.
not going to Loopy Looper because I don't want
I
to.
think you said that already. I think we had that conversation. Yeah, but I mean, we could just do an Ask Us Anything like Instagram thing and have people like and do it like on an episode. I don't know.
It's a good idea.
Also, we just randomly talk for. We didn't have a topic today, and we randomly talked for some odd amount of time, which I can't tell because the timer's not there anymore.
Do we want to wrap up with something good?
Yes, but everyone else go first because I have nothing.
I'll go first.
So,
It's,
how many times has this been your something good?
It's every year. So we're recording this on a Monday. This Saturday, we are going to see Dave Matthews in Virginia. I hate the drive to Jiffy Lube Live, which is in like northern-ish Virginia, but I love seeing Dave Matthews. That is not a secret. That is not a new thing. And it's Dave Matthews concert weekend time. And I live for this. And Diana puts up with it, and I really appreciate her. We're going to be down there with our friends Cue Ball and Pearl, and they're a load of fun. So we're going to go down and tailgate and go to the show and yada, yada, yada. Everybody who'll look like me because we'll all be wearing cargo shorts. And
Which have made a comeback. So,
They're back.
you know,
They're back.
Oh, I know, sister. So, so yeah, my something good is Dave Matthews.
Yay.
Nice. My something good is the Tour de France.
La Tour de France.
Michael and I got obsessed with it last year. Netflix has a documentary called Unchained, and this year's one that came out in June, right before the tour, was a review of last year's, and the first season was of 2022's. So last year we watched the previous years, and we got really into it because they like interview like the actual bikers and like or cyclists and the people who are in the cars. You get to hear like the conversations that they're having, and you learn a lot about like the team aspect of it, which I would have never realized that like what a big piece the team thing is without this documentary. And really like they build their teams kind of like around one rider. And it's really interesting. You get like an inside view of like kind of what's happening. So we got obsessed with it last year. We watched it all last year when we were on vacation in Vancouver, which was exactly a year ago. And then we watched this documentary this year, and then we've been watching the tour. Today was a rest day as of this recording. But tomorrow will be day 10 of the tour.
Oh my God. I didn't realize it was so long.
Yeah, it's 3 full weeks.
Yeah.
And so I'm in my Tour de France era, and then immediately following my Olympic era. And I'm very excited about both.
By the way, the only reason anybody says I'm in my blank blank era is because of Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Yes, I know.
I'm just saying.
I already knew that.
EcoFit, better recognize.
My something good, as we discussed, is Melrose Place. We were back watching it. I watched the entire series as it aired. It was one of my favorite shows.
No, I wasn't allowed to watch Melrose Place.
Yeah, I was not either. I was not.
I was in my 20s, so I was allowed. Just the first season is mild, and then it goes off the rails, and I love it so much.
I will say that I don't remember. So I remember like the later seasons, like it being on
with like
and
Jack
like
Wagner, and Heather
and seeing it,
Locklear,
and like Marsha Cross and like Kristen Davis.
Yep.
Like I remember all of them being on it. I don't necessarily remember anything about the show. I feel like maybe I watched it at some point, but I don't remember. But this first season has like these rando actors or actresses, 2 actresses that are absolutely the worst actresses I've ever seen on television. And I am like, why? Really bad. How did this show even continue? Because they are so bad.
They get axed either partway through the first season or
the one is like
season.
Got this awful accent, and the other one is just overacting the entire time.
Yeah, I remember when it first aired, I was like, "Ooh, these two! I don't know that I can take it." Yeah,
it's real bad.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
That's what is Heather Locklear in that?
She will
Eventually.
be. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, isn't that
Eventually.
like they brought her in? I guess as like a name.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That
Like
was,
Kristen
she was
Davis.
like Aaron Spelling's go-to. She was
Yeah.
like the fixer for him. Yeah.
But like there was a lot of like Marsha Cross was in it
Marsha
eventually.
Cross shows up soon. She's a season oneer.
Oh, is she? Okay. Yeah. And Kristen Davis from Sex and the City.
Yeah, she's
shows
a few
up at some point.
seasons in. She becomes
See, like I
Billy's
remember that
girlfriend.
all these famous people came out of Melrose Place. I just never actually watched it, I don't think.
Oh, I didn't realize all these people were on Melrose Place.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think. Like, we really haven't been watching too much because it's summer and I go to the pool and then I've been reading my smut.
I mean,
we did start Outlander.
we could talk about smut again.
Oh, isn't Outlander smutty?
It's smutty.
It's supposed to be.
There's not a ton of smut so far, but there's a ton of like gross, violent, disgust stuff.
Oh.
So that
I thought it was supposed to be like. I thought it was supposed to be like smutty.
I think it is, but
is our definition of smutty ruined now?
It's kind of like ACOTAR, where they're like it's smutty, but then there's like one chapter that's smutty.
Okay.
Well,
until you get to book 5,
yeah,
where then it actually becomes smutty. I think that the other thing that I learned about Sarah J is that she wrote the first book she wrote, Throne of Glass, when she was like 16 years old.
You can
which
tell.
Explains why.
Because it's not written well.
It's not. I mean, it's still, the world building is still better than some other things that I've read, but I struggle to get through that first book. But it also makes sense why those first books, even in ACOTAR and all of them, were not as smutty as as she gets older, she starts to smut it up a little bit more.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm actually like 50% way through Throne of Glass.
I almost gave up on Throne of Glass, if I'm being honest.
I like the story. So that's kind of keeping me. But she'll be like, I hated him! ! And I'm like, what is, who wrote this?
A 16-year-old.
So I get it. I was like, it's like you're getting it. What did I say, Tom? I was like, it's like you're getting an email from me. It's like the whole book.
I think that I finally, once I realized how old she was when she wrote it, I've given it a little bit more time. And I think once you get to Assassin's Blade, I feel like you can tell the writing sort of changes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I have the best taste in anything because people are like, I didn't really like the first ACOTAR and I loved it. Because my taste is typically not great. So I don't know. People like what they like and they don't like what they don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's what I've been reading a lot more this summer. I just read a lot more in the summer in general, just because it's nice and I sit on the porch and yeah. I just read a lot. But yeah, we started Outlander because it's been on my list and I was just going to watch it. And then I asked Tom if he was interested and he was.
Nice.
I have notes, but
we also decided that if we go back in time and have to build a life with someone else, it's just like a free pass. Like you don't have to question. You just do it. To build a life. Like you don't have to think about it. If a hot Scottish guy's like, we got to get married, you're like, fine.
I think I realized this weekend when we were looking at all the colonial time stuff, I'm like, I was not built for that time. It's a good thing that I was born now. I wouldn't have survived.
Yeah. We also said Tom would struggle based on his knowledge of history.
Oh my God.
Actually, I think I brought you up a couple times because we were looking at some things and I was like, were there Nazis?
Were there Nazis? Like how America, huh? It's
like a big piece to Outlander is that her
she's got some working knowledge because her husband was a historian.
Yeah, so she's got very specific knowledge about the time that she travels to immediately. So I would be so lost.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't even know where we are. It would be so bad. Also, and the show's a couple years old, so no spoilers, but she's pretty quick to cheat on her husband with the thirst trap Scottish Outlander guy.
You got to.
You got to.
You have to.
It's just
she
What
time
else is she going to
traveled.
do? What else is she going to do? And the guy in it is the guy from A Princess for Christmas, which is one of the OG Hallmark movies.
Oh, yeah.
So he did that before.
so funny.
It's the one with Peter O'Toole in it.
Oh, my
Nice.
God.
Awesome. Love it.
Lawrence of Olivier. Or Lawrence of
Oh.
Arabia. Not Lawrence Olivier.
Lawrence of Olivier.
Lawrence of Olivier. Merge those.
Oh, God.
All right. Anything else?
I was looking up quotes.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Ben Franklin's last great quote.
Uh-oh.
The source is constitutioncenter.org.
Oh, well, that sounds semi-legit.
Yeah. Our new constitution is now established. Everything seems to promise
What?
it will be durable, but in this world, nothing is certain except for death and taxes.
I hate this.
Thanks, Ben.
Hashtag running podcast.
Oh my God.
Was that not relevant? That's weird. And then I guess his great-grandson, Dave Matthews, said, celebrate we will, for life is short but sweet for certain. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Have a great day, y'all.
Oh my God.
And we will talk to you later.
It's only been like 4.5 years.
Bye.
I don't know. Goodbye.